People love to gamble on Twitch. Hell, there's a whole category on the platform dedicated to slots and other casino games. And recently, these so-called crypto casinos have exploded in popularity, catching on with big-name streamers like xQc and Trainwrecks. But the craziest part is, this type of gambling might be extremely illegal. Do you guys remember the order in which I typically ask you to do things? Is it like the video, then subscribe to the channel, or the other way around? When does hitting the notification bell come into play so you never miss new content? You know what? It doesn't matter. Just do all of those things and have a great day. Okay, strap in. This is a complicated ass story. Over the past year or so, a bunch of different crypto casinos have gained a ton of popularity on Twitch. A crypto casino is, well, exactly what it sounds like. A digital casino that offers a bunch of different games and uses cryptocurrency as its gambling currency of choice. Streamers and YouTubers like Trainwrecks, xQc, Mizkif, and Rothstein have all been either sponsored by or use frequently these sites like stake.com, Roobet, and Gamdom. On the surface, this type of thing looks fun as shit, especially when you're winning.
Oh! Come on. We spin! Oh!
Yes, 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 yes!
Oh! Oh!
Holy f***!
400,000! 400,000!
But as soon as you look a little closer as to what's going on here, red flags start to pop up left and right, especially considering that in the United States, the UK, and half a dozen other countries, stake.com is illegal to use. Like, if you jump into the terms of service for stake.com, it says plain as day that accessing the website is prohibited in the countries I just mentioned. But then how is it that the likes of xQc and Trainwrecks are able to stream this website to thousands of people? Well, by using a VPN, of course. Now, you might be wondering, isn't that a big no-no? I mean, there has to be something in Twitch's terms of service about accessing a prohibited gambling website using a VPN. Just don't worry. We'll get there. First, let me explain xQc's journey with gambling, then we'll explore how these sites work and what that means for Twitch. So earlier this year, xQc jumped on the bandwagon of doing gambling streams sponsored by that stake.com company I mentioned earlier.
I did it again! I did it again! I did it again!
Holy shit.
I did it again. I did it again.
You full screen cat?
I did it again, baby.
Cats!
Oh my god.
I did it again. I did it
God.
again.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, dude.
Give me a hit like this, Steak.
Oh my
Come on.
God. I need that.
Now, during these streams, xQc won a lot and lost just as much, and before long, he started getting criticized for promoting gambling to his relatively young audience. At first, xQc justified it, saying that it was harmless and he was just doing what Trainwrecks and what everyone else was doing. For a while, things died down until on May 28th, when this thread from esports personality Ollie Ring started making the rounds on social media. And in the thread, Ollie highlights, amongst other things, that this type of gambling and specifically accessing stake.com is highly illegal in the state of Texas, where xQc lives. After xQc caught wind of this thread and other criticisms being thrown in his direction, his response was, well, less than enthusiastic. Quote, "All drama-related claims or questions. Here's my official response. Don't care, keep molding." End quote. Speaking of not taking criticism well, Trainwrecks has gotten pretty pissed whenever he's been criticized for his habit of gambling on stream.
Why the f are you telling me to stop? You stop. Holy shit, man. Do I need to fucking pull out my fucking bank account to show you guys I'm financially set? Oh my god. Shameless, dude.
But then, roughly a week later, xQc said that he was done with gambling for good and that he could feel himself getting addicted to the process, which, I mean, no shit.
I get addicted to things very, very easily.
Give it a quick look when you get the chance.
But
Thanks.
I noticed my brain's kind of going crazy.
so I have to stop it.
As for Trainwrecks, he has no intention of stopping his gambling streams anytime soon. Okay, here's where things get complicated. So, most of these crypto casinos that these streamers are using are based in Curacao, which is a tiny island in the Caribbean owned by the Netherlands. Like I said, complicated. And since 1996, when they began granting them in Curacao, it's been incredibly easy to get a gambling license a few different ways. But here's the catch. These licenses and the ways that you can get them, they're not exactly legit. See, they're not illegal per se, but the bar is set so low that you essentially just have to fork over some cash and voila, you have a gambling license. So because cryptocurrency is so unregulated, these crypto casinos apply for a gambling license in Curacao because odds are they couldn't get one anywhere else. Now, you can apply for something called an IP e-gaming license through Curacao e-gaming. This is not technically a gambling license, but rather an intellectual property license. But within the scope of this license, you can apparently offer digital games of chance. Curacao e-gaming markets itself as a one-stop shop for all things crypto casino. On top of giving you a gambling license, this company will also do the following: set you up with an offshore company complete with tax forms and a physical business address, provide marketing services including website development and a logo. They'll apparently provide you with an EU-based bank account, and finally, they offer business consulting, which includes helping you develop your crypto casino platform. Now, I might just be a dude who sits in front of a camera and yells a lot, but even I know this presents a potential giant conflict of interest. Like in my mind, the company that legally grants you the ability to run a casino should not also run your business development and marketing departments. Another way to acquire a Curacao gambling license is through the Curacao Internet Gaming Association, or CIGA. And CIGA is supposed to be a government-sponsored agency. The implication being that there's some actual regulatory oversight happening. Someone with the power to shut down shady shit is paying attention, so to speak. But if you actually go to the CIGA website, it's, well, vague about pretty much everything, and eventually it just sends you back to another Curacao e-gaming portal. Now, the other license we're going to talk about, which is mentioned on the e-gaming and CIGA website, is something called the 1668 Jazz Master license. And to the best of my knowledge, this thing essentially lets you do whatever the fuck you want. This is the license that both stake.com and a bunch of other crypto casinos have. And if you do a quick Google search for 1668 Jazz Master license, you will quickly find that it's been accused of being a scam. Now, to be clear, I'm not calling stake.com a scam. In fact, it seems to be one of the more reputable crypto casinos out there. But what I am saying is that the gambling casinos that are scams work within this same licensing infrastructure based out of places like Curacao and Cyprus. 1xBet is a good example of this. It's a Russian gambling site that partnered with ESL a while back. It's been accused of money laundering, its founders fled Russia for fear of being arrested, and wouldn't you know it, it had that exact same 1668 Jazz Master license. We covered that situation and the partnership with ESL on this show a few weeks ago. What does all of this mean for Twitch? Well, on top of popular streamers potentially breaking the law by using websites that are prohibited in the United States, they're using crypto casinos with virtually no regulatory oversight either from Twitch or an actual gambling commission. In the UK, for example, if something goes wrong, there's a bunch of different services you can file a complaint with, and based on a law that passed in 2005, you can take that complaint to court. None of that seems to exist with these Curacao crypto casinos. On paper, CIGA, that agency I mentioned earlier, is supposed to do this, but every report I've come across says they will not step in for any sort of dispute resolution. So, short of dealing with the casinos themselves, you're screwed. In a quick Google search on any number of these crypto casinos, even the more legitimate ones, brings a host of pissed off people claiming that they've been scammed. The other big question surrounding gambling on Twitch is, are there any rules? And the answer is yes, sort of, but not really. Allow me to explain. See, a million different casino and gambling blogs state that gambling on Twitch is perfectly legal as long as a few requirements are met. The person gambling is of legal age to do so. Gambling is legal in whatever country, state, or city they live in. You should mark the gambling stream as 18+ and for mature audiences. And the other problem with these rules is that I cannot for the life of me find them anywhere in Twitch's terms of service, community guidelines, or partnership agreement. In fact, when doing a keyword search for gambling on both the TOS and the community guidelines page, that word never appears once. The only gambling related article I could find anywhere on any official Twitch page is an FAQ question about what to do if you think someone has a gambling addiction. Now, I've talked to multiple sources for this story, and they all tell me that yes, Twitch has no official written down rules when it comes to gambling on stream. One person went so far as to say that you don't even need to mark your channel as 18+ or for mature audiences if you don't want to. That being more of a moral choice more than anything else. So where the hell are these rules coming from? I honestly have no idea. Streamers Moist Critical and Asmongold have also called out Twitch for the gambling trend on the platform. Asmongold said that they should just ban gambling outright, while Moist called the practice dangerous.
I see gambling's become kind of fucking big these days. That's a little dangerous. When you see one of your favorite streamers get like a huge payday, and you're like an impressionable 15, 16-year-old,
when he said this about a month ago, it set off a bunch of drama between him, xQc, and Trainwrecks because of course it did. And the most pressing concern that I've heard from everyone I've talked to is that one of these days a big name streamer is going to sign a sponsorship deal with a less than reputable casino, a casino that does rip off its user base, and the whole shiny house of cards is going to come crumbling down. Which is when, and probably only when, Twitch will step in with some song and dance about how this is terrible and they're going to make it safer for everyone involved, which they'll probably publish in a long-ass blog post and then call it a day. And if that type of controversy ever happens where Twitch does step in, I'll be right here to tell you about it. I don't gamble. I have an addictive personality. It would not be good, okay? It's a mugs game. I don't know what that means. You have a bad mug, you know? Bad mug, don't gamble. No intention of stopping the gambling.